Welcome, guys. Today we are gonna have a match between opperwezen and blitzbullet. Um, blitzbullet just was online, but he maybe had to switch laptops or something like that. At least it is scheduled for to begin right now, and I will be giving some commentary to that. It will be 30 games of 1-0 Crazy House, and we are in the candidate stage of the Crazy House World Championship, and basically opperwezen and Jan Lee have secured the number 1 and 2 spot. But it still has some value to finish your game, all your matches, even though you're not competing anymore for the top 2 spots, because when you finish all your games, only then you will get part of the prize money. So, okay. Without further ado, here we have opperwezen already qualified and blitzbullets getting underway. And I don't know if they prepared for this match, but we have an e5 d6 structure, and this bishop is already looking at f2. King f8 there, good move, not blocking. You've played h5, so the rook won't have to go to f8. King's probably pretty safe on f8 for the moment. White might want to look at a knight f5 ideas, exploiting these squares. And blitzbullet will try to get in like this maybe. This is looking tricky though, allowing bishop takes f6 and knight g5. But very soon quickly played king g6 and saying that he's fine here. Now you can take here, go bishop at f5 and knight takes f7. Knight takes f7 threatens mate. Okay, so queen e8 forced, and now pawn at g5. Wins the rook, rook at h7 or rook at h8 ideas, but time. And that's probably something we will see in this match. Blitzbullet is known to be very fast. Okay, rook at f8. Opper quickly switching gears there. You saw the 20-second deficits, and but already had an overwhelming position. Okay. I think you have to know these lines, these queen trades here. Watch out for bishop takes h3 as well as stuff at h6, g7. And he decides to take with the queen, because otherwise pawn at g5 may have been annoying, I guess. But I don't know about this decision. Thanks for the follow. IJH chess. And this is looking to go blitzbullet's way. Knight f6. Maybe this queen sacrifice is a bit premature. He goes pawn at e7 first, okay. He wants another rook. Maybe he can go knight f6, rook at h7. Doesn't look convincing though. So probably the queen sacrifice here was a bit premature. Let me... Hello, welcome. Okay, now rook at g1, maybe repeat. But then you take here, okay. Rook at g1, take here was the idea, I guess. And then if knight at g4, you take the rook. But now rook at g1 is a mating threat. Okay, so he desperados his knight there. Okay, now we'll see a time scramble situation, but opperwezen is very much in favor here, since he is clearly winning. And he has to check, and that's always important in these time scrambles. Blitzbullet managed to take off something of the clock of the deficit there, but not enough. So quick 2-0 start here for opperwezen. And these kind of lines, I tend to like black in these lines with this structure. But okay, he's gone aggressive on g7, maybe on f6. But if okay, he finds a way. I was going to say if black can hold the pressure here, he should be fine. Since this is a bit awkward, d2, knight at c4, for example, to trade some pieces, then you can take this bishop. So you really have to prove yourself as white here, since your queen is so exposed. Maybe knight at e4 even. Okay, just take the bishop. Okay, bishop at f6, that seems not wise. Taking here probably ran into knight at h5, queen h6 ideas. Okay, so boldly going f4, allowing pawn at f2, but opper is saying, okay, I'm safe on d1, but I think this fork is a good way of dealing with this. Knight d3, pawn at b2. Okay, he tries something else. Knight d3 forks the king and queen and threatened pawn at b2 to promote with check. Probably that was winning. But this is still looking good for blitzbullet, I would say. Why not? He's not going knight d3. Probably he doesn't spot the idea. Okay, now he has pawn at b2. But now he has no pawn left. Rook at c1, okay, rook at d1, and you want pawn at d2 to mate, but there's no pawn. Queen takes f6, that's missed. Ah, that was mate before. And now opper fails to drop the queen there with mate. The speed of blitzbullets came in there. Alright. And look at this, 10 moves in less than 3 seconds. And he's already on a aggressive position again. He sacrificed a lot of material, gets a rook in return. But I'm banking opper to take this pawn at e2, for example. It's a nice threat. Okay, so he takes the knight. But now we'll probably see these squares become weak. Yes, pawn at d2. If you take with the queen, knight at f3 would have won like that. And now f3 is really weak. Yeah, this just leads to mate. Take the rook, rook at h2, knight at f3. Okay, this is also a good way to go. Knight at f3. And blitzbullet just resigns. Okay, 3-1 there. After winning the time scramble. But I felt like he deserved to win that game anyway, blitzbullet, the third game there. Okay, opper going for a piece sacrifice for 2 pawns. He had to go bishop f1 back, since rook g1 would have run into bishop takes h2. And now we'll try to put those pawns to use. Maybe we'll see d5 opening up this bishop and creating this square. Okay, blitzbullet prevents d5 from happening. So this bishop is only guarding d4. Okay, now it might get some scope. But opperwezen not wanting a queen trade. And now you see blitzbullet trying to arrest the king side of white here. Maybe he wants to take here, and then maybe even rook takes f2 or e3. Okay, now probably knight takes d4 is coming as well. as well as bishop h6 at some moment, just defending. Yes, he pre-moved it even. It's a good free move actually to defend as well as attack. Okay, opperwezen in a bit of trouble here, both on the position as on the clock. Okay, now he tries to find an opening here. And he has to find mate in 4 seconds, if there is a mate. But I think the king is safe on h5. Knight at f4 is not a possibility. Yes, blitzbullet wins on the clock as well in the position there. Alright, 3-2. So no walk over just yet, maybe, which was maybe in some people's mind, because Opper is performing very well in this 1-0 section. Okay, this is always an annoying theme to deal with. Bishop at d7 defends both pieces, but Opper tries to deal with it actively, going at g2. Now maybe he'll try bishop at h3 or pawn at h3. Ah, that was a nice move. He knew c6 I mean, was defended tactically like this, if he had a bishop in hand. Alright, but blitzbullet has nice bind here. A rook on f8 would mate, for example. But he has to deal with his own problems. Yeah, queen at f1 probably is enough. Okay, he goes d2. I think queen at f1 was enough as well, because you have rook b1, bishop at c1, take the bishop, and then mate on e2 again. But d2 is sufficient as well, I guess. And blitzbullet throws in the towel. Okay, 4-2. Slight change of opening. And that's, I don't know if Opper is doing it because of he disliked the previous opening, but it's also a good tactical choice, I guess, against a very fast player who's good with the mouse, that you don't give him easy lines, the same lines where he can bust out his first 10 moves in under 3 seconds and still have an okay position. Alright, maybe this is possible. Okay, rook takes g2, exploiting this pin. Blocking creatively with pawn g3. But I think bishop takes e5, knight at f6 is huge. And it's very hard to prevent. And if you go pawn at e7, knight at g7, and queen takes g4 was on. And now you just force king f8, you can take here. And then probably move the other knight, and knight f5. Okay, he finds the mate. Quicker than I could call it. Right, blitzbullet. Going with an early h4. Trying to pry open this king side. Looking at these squares, looking at pawn h6. But Opper not allowing anything just yet. Not going to castle. Okay, knight takes f7, wins the queen for 2 pieces, which in some cases is an even trade. He sacrificed the pawn there to open up this bishop. Now maybe he wants to go knight here. And pawns at d7 and c7, but again falling for a check defense mechanism, as you will. And now Opper is coming in with e3, threatening pawn d2, threatening takes. So queen at f3 defends that. But I think you can just sacrifice your material here, or even just take with the king. He failed to respond to the threat of pawn at d2. So that was over. Okay. Opper 6-2. Pulling away. after those first 5 games. And already again looking at a good position, I think. Might want to exploit this square, but then again, okay, blitzbullet is up a pawn here. And he will try to use these entry squares here. Okay, he sacrificed some material back here. Nice move. If you take knight at g7, clears the threat. And then you can take here, because now the rook is on breeze if you take back. So maybe now pawn at f2 or bishop at f2 if you need to defend. But Opper not thinking about defending. First he wants to attack with pawn at g7, bishop here. And this way he also clears the attacker of g3. Maybe you can go something like bishop at b7. Okay, he decides to go take c7 and knight at c5, and that's indeed very strong. He wants to slowly bring the queen in. Blitzbullet not allowing that. And covering the dark squares here. And Opper has to watch his time here. He wants to open the a file for rook. Rook takes a6. But now we see the speed of blitzbullet throwing in a few checks and winning the game. Well done. Going for f3 on move 1, but quickly we have transposed in a sort of normal setup. c4 is a bit early here, but on the other hand, Opper has this strange pawn chain here as well. Now blitzbullet will try to use these dark squares, try to exploit them. Quick rook d3 there, covering d4. This will be annoying maybe. But now it seems opperwezen is taking over with pawn at f3, knight aiming at g2. That is a slip, I believe. Or he expected knight takes d5 maybe. But even then, pawn at e6 was a bad move. Okay, blitzbullet taking 2 back. Bishop takes c6, knight at e5, aims at these 2 squares. But this is looking fine for blitzbullet. Knight at f4 maybe. Okay, no longer possible. Now he goes knight at g2 and knight back. And now this is maybe an idea. Because pawn at g2 is strong. Maybe even something like this knight at f4. But I don't know. I think you should take h1 first. But because now white doesn't have to react immediately, and probably it was a flawed idea all along. Yeah, this is just made on d7 or f7. Alright, 7-4, and blitzbullet opting again for this early f3. And we have quite an original pawn structure here. And going for f5, so maybe later he can go use these squares, but I think opperwezen very wisely has pushed up this h-pawn, creating a jaw here in the position. And he invites the sacrifice even. And if pawn here just run to e7 or g8, he runs to g8. takes all the material, pawn g2 is coming, rook at h1 even, more forcing the queen with check, and now you win. Queen here, bishop here, whatever you like. You probably won't even use the queen. Okay. An early c5, also something you don't see that much. Weakening the c7 square, and yes, opper is already going in. If you remove the knight, knight takes c7 would have been devastating. But okay, he sacrifices a piece. Blitzbullet, that is. But he still has to deal with this knight takes c7 threat. He decides to take the piece. And actually, I think this is a good solution for him. Opper now has to go queen b3, or he has to sacrifice. Yeah, okay, if you take here, I'll take on f6. So he wanted the pawn on f6 first, and maybe he wants to reserve knight takes c5. So knight at e4 was a nice intermezzo there. I don't understand what you mean, hashtag bad. Okay, getting him on f7 maybe. Going bishop at h8, realizing blitzbullet has no pieces left. So pawn here will be very strong. Taking the queen with check. Okay, even going queen takes f7 first. Bishop b5, cutting off the defense here. But blitzbullet's very fast. But okay. Ah, okay. Well, you made it very formal. I made it very formal now. Yeah, I'm good. Hashtag bad. Enjoying the 1-0 crazy house here. It's going very fast, so maybe it's not as entertaining, or you don't follow it, but at least it's very entertaining. At least that's what I'm thinking here. Okay, back to the game. Opper has his eye on f3. Blitzbullet tries to resolve that situation, and now he wants to go in on f7 maybe. Watch out for knight at e3. Was winning the queen and probably the game. Okay, and now knight h4 maybe. He goes like this. I would have liked knight h4 there anyway, but knight at f2. I wanted some way to cover h1 as well, and knight at f2 surely does that. Okay, almost at the halfway mark, and Opper is leading 10-4. Alright, and now watch out for pawn d5. Okay, c6 covers it. And black may try some pawn at e4, pawn at g4, disturbing move. Finds the maneuver here to cover g6 and h7. So blitzbullet trying to do a good job of covering these slightly weaker light squares, since the dark squares are covered sufficiently. And now opperwezen is switching on to the dark squares when he forced his pawn to move to g5. He got his way. Yeah, sure. That's very true. Opper is a beast in these, even in these quick games. He finds some nice ideas. Okay, blitzbullet though has some attacking possibilities here. Maybe rook at g1 was also useful, but he decided against it. Now trying to make use of this pin. Bishop at g1, maybe. He falls into a mating trap. Queen at g8, rook at g8. Okay, 15 games so far, 11 against 4. And just a reminder, it's 30 games, so if this predicts, if this goes on, it will be 22 against 8. But okay, still 15 more games to go. Pawn d2 wins the queen. Blitzbullet desperately trying to create some threats of his own, but I think even you can sacrifice here if you want to, but he's just going slow with pawn at e4, take and put another pawn here. And now maybe it doesn't win the sacrifice. Bishop f5 though, forcing the king up. And knight at c5, creating queen at d3. Queen at e4, king has to move to the 5th rank and it will be mate in 1. So Opper not rushing into the sack there. Okay, blitzbullet trying to get in an aggressive attack on the dark squares here. Maybe go e4. Okay, he decides to go pawn at h3 and take the rook. King takes f1 because otherwise rook at g5, but now rook at f5. Also looking strong. And this maybe runs into pawn at d7 in between. Would have liked the queen threat and pawn at g2. Was probably a bit better, because now queen at e3 comes in with check, you take the rook, and the attack is a bit dead here. Okay, pawn at e6. Yes, there we go, because pawn at f7 is very strong. Hey, Ominous. Thanks for the raid. Welcome. Yeah, this is going Opper's way. I think blitzbullet missed some chances in that game. Missing the what was it? The pawn at d7 idea by opperwezen. Okay, and this queen h4 move, if that's allowed and it's good for black, then you can just resign. Rook at h2. Yeah, that was poorly played by blitzbullet there. Let's hope he can find his rhythm, or at least get a game back, because now we have 8 in a row, I think. Getting ready for the fireworks. Yes, it's the 4th of July, of course. Or at least almost. Okay. Back to the game. Pawn g4, trying to lure away the defender on g6. Knight c6, now maybe he can take here twice if he wants. Okay, he takes back with the pawn. Blitzbullet sacrificing though. He wanted some knight at h4, knight at f3. He still wants it. Getting bishop at e4 in, covering f3 and covering f7, g6. So maybe knight at f7 now is a threat. Goes pawn at f6 first. So if you take, then knight at f7 is possible. Okay, this wins the queen. And I don't see anything concrete here. Maybe rook e3 and knight at f3. Yeah, nice move. I don't know if this works though, but probably not. Pawn at d2, knight's here. Okay, it was a nice idea, but too little. Okay. So 9 in a row. I believe adoption is the term for 10 in a row here, and that's looming. Opper going for this this is 3 pawns on h6, g6, f6, which is usually a very good defensive structure. Blitzbullet forcing his way in with bishop takes h6. And now he's trying to go in on the light squares, but bishop at d5. Knight takes f6, nice move. If you take with the bishop, this was open. And now if you take this bishop, knight at e7 would have won the queen there. Well spotted. Knight at f6, defensive move here. Who do I think will win the whole thing? I think Opper will take it. Actually, he's showing a very good form in the 1-0 section. And even though Jan Lee won this their match in the candidate stage, I think Opper will take it. And I'm also I'm rooting for a good crazy house, but let's be patriotic and support opperwezen as my fellow countrymen. And this game seemed to be going to blitzbullet, but opperwezen, if he managed to stay ahead on the clock, he will take this one. But knight g1 pre-moved. Takes it on the clock even. 10 in a row. Yeah, they've played like I don't know, 6,000 games, something like that between them. And anyway, lol. That went so quickly. Blitzbullet falling for a pre-move trick there and throwing in the towel, it seems. But about opperwezen versus Jan Lee, it's just they both can take a long streak of games from each other, and it's a bit of a cliche, but it will be about that, who manages to do that in their matches. Good thing is though, it probably will be 2 or 3 sessions, so it won't be in one session, so that makes it probably a bit more bit less of a coin flip, but okay. Okay, let's focus on the game. Pawn at h3, then knight f2 would have forked. Okay, bishop a6, getting a free check-in. He has to watch out though for any nasty business here. taking the defender very coolly, because now pawn at f6 surely is made. He's taking his time. Don't take too much here though. He's just going pawn at g4, saying okay, you don't have any attack. Knight at g7, queen d4, and now blitzbullet will win on time. In this after those 10 games he takes one, and he let his clock run down very low. And when people are doing that, when they are on a bad streak, you tend to think, oh no, don't do that, don't throw this one away as well. Okay, you can't take here because knight h7 forks, bishop at b4, nice find. If you block, then you could have taken the knight, so he takes here. And now blitzbullet sacrifices his queen, but he's not that safe at home, and this king seems to be safe on d2. Pawn at g7, if you take with the bishop, there's this queen at g8 mate. Now he forks this squares, and bishop at g7. You want pawn at f6 at some stage. And now maybe pawn at g5. If you take here, you take back with the bishop. But okay, blitzbullet is holding on here. You don't want to give opper a knight, because then knight at e6 might be annoying. So he tries to get rid of this rook. Queen takes f7 is the obvious threat here. Bishop f8, winning on the rook and taking the knight afterwards. Knight at e6 now. Okay, he's going at f6 aggressively, and blitzbullet lost on time. Yeah. Opperwezen is playing too strong here. So he does not blitzbullet does not get okay positions and 10 seconds up on the clock, as for example he did against me in earlier stages of this tournament. Okay, if you take knight f3, wins the queen. But a few knights and maybe entry square on c6. But I think bishop takes f2 should be very strong. Bishop here, yes. King here. Pawn at f2. Okay, so the king moves to c3. Queen at d2, knight d4, maybe mate. Pawn at b5. Queen a5, something like that. You can even take c2 if he moves to... that's a free pawn, basically. Okay, he takes the rook with check, rook at b4 now, and that's his idea. Well executed sacrifice there. The king in the open, spotting that bishop at e3, forces the king to c3, and then he'll find the mate after. It's not like Opper spotted that mate all along. He just felt it's intuitive. Okay, here I might have thought you could have sacrificed the queen for rook at h1, because now queen at h2 prevents that. But okay, blitzbullet's getting something here. King f1 probably forced here. You don't want to take Okay, I guess he does want to take. Maybe he has knight at e7. Okay, now knight at e7 is just queen at d5 is queen at d5 was probably the worst move in that position. This was a game that probably should have gone to blitzbullet. I felt like this attack was good enough, but queen at d5 throws it. 5 more games to go. Okay, blitzbullet trying to hit g7 with an early attack. Nice find, bishop at g6 forces knight takes g7. But blitzbullet finds a few forcing moves here. Maybe pawn at f2 and knight at g4. And then take the bishops. And then bishop at f2, bishop f5, something like that. Bishop at f2, king takes, bishop f5. Opper is trying to calculate it, but I think he has to go for it. Okay, he goes knight takes e3. It's now knight at f7. Knight at f6 though. I would have played knight at f6 just to secure some squares, but okay. Bishop at e3, pawn at g3. A lot of mating threats here, but only 5 seconds left. And blitzbullet is safe now, or at least sort of safe. Opper finds the mate. Blitzbullet wasn't safe. Even he probably was not safe on the position, but with the clock situation, I thought he would have find a move that secured some squares there. But this was this was indeed, it was gross. Very strong. Okay. And again, blitzbullet with an okay position here, I think. Knight at d2, might take the rook. Don't know if I like that though, it's a bit slow, this approach. And Opper already getting in on g7. Maybe taking h6, using this pin, or taking h7 I mean. Okay, but now he's at least threatening knight g3. That's mate on h1. So he has a mating threat, but I don't know if he survives this. Probably not. No, he does not. Opper finds the mate. Well done. Queen g5. Expecting the queen h5 pre-move, which is a normal line, or a bit on offline, but queen g5, expecting the pre-move, taking it. And yeah, queen odds, it's just over. Knight at f3, yes. Bishop h3, rook at h1. Okay. That's 23 against 5. No, I don't. Chess poker player is asking if I don't like to watch the Dutch ladies who are playing the semi-final. But no, I thought let's watch this one. I don't care for it that much. indeed. Okay, last game. Let's see if blitzbullet can end on a good note. He's taking material though, but knight at c2 is a threat maybe. Bishop at e6 seems to defend the bunch, but queen at b7, good move. Queen a4, not a possibility. Queen at c2, just allowing it. But this can't be good. You feel like there must be a mate in this position, but maybe there isn't. Yes, he finds it. Queen at g4. Well played, opperwezen. 25 against 5. And I believe this is 20 games. This last one. 19-1. Phenomenal score for opperwezen here. And let's just quickly check the standings. Which probably will be updated very shortly. Yes, as I said before, Opper and Jan Lee are just in clear first. And Master 10 is third right now, but he has no matches remaining, and Chicken is fourth with 2 matches remaining, but if he gets 60 points, okay, he'll overtake Jan Lee. So theoretically, it might be possible still. The standings are getting updated live. That's nice. I think it's, yeah, credits to the Finisher and Legion Destroyer. Doing a good job. Getting nice. It's a nice schedule as well as some extra statistics and standings. So opperwezen has finished all his games and it's probably even there are not, I don't know, probably there are some statisticians in who can calculate if there's even a theoretical chance that he won't be on the top 2. But yeah, practically speaking, it will be opperwezen versus Jan Lee in the finals. And the finals, as it says here, will be 100 games of 1-0 Crazy House. And as I said before, I don't know if they'll play that all at once. Probably they will take 2 sessions, but maybe they'll get comfortable. And I've seen them play 100 games in a row before, so we'll see about that. But first it has to be mathematically sure, and then maybe they will schedule their match. You can keep an eye on the calendar as well as posted here. So next Thursday, or not tomorrow, but next week, it has to be confirmed. Jan Lee versus Little Plotkin will happen. And then we have, let's see, Plotkin has to play 4 more matches. Penguin has 3 more matches. Chicken has 2 more. And Variants only also 3. So, okay, there are some matches remaining. Probably won't be important for the number 1 and 2. But as I said in the beginning, they should be motivated to play on for a number of reasons. For example, you don't enter this tournament if you don't intend to play. At least that's what I'm thinking. But there is also a financial reason. If you don't finish all your games, you won't get your prize money. So probably we will see the matches being scheduled, and as I showed before, you can check them at the calendar.